Be with you in a minute. You know, when I first got these Hawke Vantage spotting scopes in, the case itself, it looks like something you find in a Mission Impossible film. You can open it up and there's going to be a 60-second countdown, and you've got that amount of time to defuse it by either finding the red, or is it a blue, maybe green wire, or somehow deactivating the countdown to stop the bomb going off. But no, there's actually a spotting scope and a tripod inside, and it's the same case that you get with the 60 and the 70mm versions. So yeah, it's quite an impressive case. In fact, I like it so much, it would be really great if it was available as a separate item with the mini tripod that you get inside it. It would be really great if it was available as a separate item with the mini tripod inside it. I know that Hawke watch, so just don't tell them I said that. So anyway, we'll take a look at the contents, and well, I'll take them out of the box and I'll get back to you very shortly. So for part 2 of the video, we're going to look at what you get basically inside the box and the accessories. I've already just taken the lens caps off. It's quite a snug fit actually on the eyepiece. On the objective lens, and there is actually a little mini compass in there, you'll find that happens. So it's not it is rubber, by the way, I've not smashed it, so it's not the tightest of fit objective lens cover. It has a pull out sunshade, twist eye cup, a very smooth focus wheel. It really is nice to use, and I found with the twist eye cup, with it twisted out, if you're not wearing spectacles, that's perfectly set regardless of magnification, which is 20 to 60 times. If you have it twisted down and you wear spectacles, you'll find that there's only enough eye relief really for around 20 to 25 magnification. At higher powers you will need to remove your spectacles. The twist eye, the zoom action is quite stiff, to be honest. Not the smoothest I've ever used. It's not a fault, that's basically how it is. And to save time, oh, first of all, before we get into that, you do get a stay-on case, and it is a true stay-on case, not just a carry case, and the front does drop down, so you can use it with the case permanently on. Nice little cleaning cloth there, and a construction book, which is more generic rather than for this specific scope. So it just tells you about general care of your scope, how to focus it, how to use the twist eye cup, etc. Now this is the tripod that you get with it, which does actually, you can this wheel here, you can twist that anti-clockwise and you can lift it up. Very, very easy to manoeuvre around if you're following tracking a moving object. And it comes with a standard tripod thread, so it will go on any other tripod with 3/8 thread, and or monopods, car window mounts. Oh, I'll come on to that very shortly. Spoiler alert. And bird hide clamps. And so what you can do on the other side, little wheel there, unscrew that, and now you have a car window mount. But you already knew that because I did a bit of a spoiler. And so yeah, it is a true dual use tripod. Once you put it on, you'll find it is a little bit front heavy, so you will need to just tighten that handle up a little bit. But what you can do, you can see there I'm just moving it forwards and backwards, so I'm only going to do it halfway because you want it to be firmly gripped onto the tripod. Then when you tighten it back into place, it's not as front heavy because you've moved it back a little bit. But you can also purchase the Hawke balance plate where you have a lot more room for manoeuvre. And if you are taking photographs as well, if you may put in a smartphone adapter on smartphone, then that will obviously help balance things up. But yeah, it's a fully multi-coated optics, nitrogen gas filled, lifetime warranty, which with Hawke spotting scopes it's lifetime for all the scope except for the eyepiece, which I believe is 2 years. But if there's any updates on that, I will link to that in the description. And also in the description you will find links to purchase the scope from ourselves, as I know a number of you have done already. And so what we'll do next in the video, we'll have a look at the all-important optics. Are they any good? So first impressions using the spotting scope were better than expected. Now you're not going to compare this with the Nature Treks or the Endurance ED. They're on a completely different price level, and you know, at the time of this video these are well under £200. By the way, they're around 800 grams on its own, so similar weight to a 50mm set of binoculars. But in particular at 20 times, really sharp image, very good colours and contrast, very little chromatic aberration. There is some, it's not ED glass, but very impressive. As you zoom in, then yes, with that reduced exit pupil, the image does get a little bit dimmer, and the contrast drops a little bit, and the chromatic aberration goes up slightly, but by no means not overwhelming. And what impressed me greatly with this spotting scope was, in particular, 20 to 25 times magnification, the edge of field sharpness. It was pretty much in focus in the centre as well as on the edge. There's hardly any drop off at all. And what you're looking at now is an image that I took with my own little cheap smartphone. And disclaimer time, a lot of the quality of the image, what you're seeing now, is due to the smartphone as much as the spotting scope. The view through the eyepiece is a lot sharper, but as you can see, the focus is pretty much constant across the view with very little fall off towards the edge. Very impressive. The fall off does reduce a little bit as you zoom in, but considering the price, it certainly, as the saying goes, does the job. And I also took a couple of images of some heavily backlit subjects. Now, as I mentioned on many of my videos, it's with the chromatic aberration, it only really shows up with heavily backlit subjects or high contrast subjects, and so these are the branches that I normally look at when I'm testing optics. And as you can see, and again, a lot of what you see, the chromatic aberration, is with the lens of the smartphone, not so much the spotting scope. So the chromatic aberration is increased slightly, and the view without a phone is a lot sharper. But just to give you an idea, and as you can see towards the edge, there's a little bit of blue colour fringing, chromatic aberration, false colour, however you want to describe it. But in the centre, hardly any at all. And then as I zoomed in on another section of trees, I've not sharpened this in any way. I've not done noise reduction, chromatic aberration reduction, just to show you how you do see some false colour on the edges, but in the centre, and where chances are the subject's going to be, there's hardly any at all. And again, for something in this price range classed as a starter telescope, I think you're going to be very well impressed. And just to repeat, the image that you see through the eyepiece and not through a smartphone is a lot sharper and clearer than what you're seeing on the screen now. So yeah, low light capabilities, very good at 20 times, obviously at 40 and 60 times, the reduced exit pupil, you know, maybe not so good. Maybe then you're looking at the Hawke Nature Trek 80mm and the 85mm endurance range. But yeah, for the price, it's a cracking little spotting scope. It's, as the warranty says, look after it, it'll last you a lifetime, and I think you'll be more than happy with it. And so, link to purchase in the description below. You obviously are supporting our channel by doing so, and when you get the order confirmation email, just reply to it saying that you saw me on YouTube, and I'll put a little extra something in the box. And so I hope this helps. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.